Make it better. Okay, I am live. I don't know. Does this, no, it's better in the dark. Um, I just wanted to come to you and let you know, I've not been here. I don't know. Last week was, I can't remember which week it was. It was a little tough recently, um, with the chemo. Maybe I need to go back. I don't know. Trying to adjust. This is grainy. I don't like my computer. I need to put a one of my cameras on here is what I need to do. Um anyhow, when you're having the day of chemotherapy, one of the things that is very important is to they tell you to put the cream on 2 hours beforehand so that uh on your port, my port's right here, and they tell you to put it on 2 hours beforehand so it will be good and numb. So whenever they jab you with the needle, you don't feel it. Uh, to be honest, I have not felt it the whole time, but that's not to say that I won't feel it in the future. But anyhow, so I've been really good about getting up early, 2 hours before I have to go to chemotherapy, and what I typically do is I will take a shower so that I can wash it off real good with soap and water, and want to be clean. I don't want people to smell me. Not that I smell, but anyhow, um, I, I I put the cream on, and then you put a well, I'll show you. It's a little, I don't know. It's Saran wrap. It's a Glad press and seal is what they said to get, and you can put it over so so the cream won't get on your clothes and all over you and stuff. So I do that. After I take the shower, um, I will usually take my dog Zoe for a walk around the block because I want to make sure that she has that's her morning routine, is to go so that she can go and potty and do everything that she needs to do. So, but I will tell you, this morning I was absolutely starving. I was so hungry this morning. I have no idea. Sometimes I'm hungry and sometimes I'm not. Most of the time with the cancer, it's like I am super duper not that hungry. And I've had some real bloating as far as that's concerned. And it makes me feel so full that it makes me not want to eat. But I know I have to eat because if you don't maintain enough protein, you begin to lose muscle. And as far as going through chemo, that's one of the drawbacks of everything is you will have um, muscle that you are not able to get and maintain. And as you get older, like myself, you are unable to regain that muscle. It's not as easy to put on muscle on your body, and muscle's very important, especially as you get older. Um, so I try to maintain and try to eat, but I'm telling you, it is one of the hardest and most difficult things that I have to do is try to figure out something that I want to eat that is good for me, that has protein, that does this, does that. So those are, if you have any protein recipes or something that you want to suggest for me, put it in the comments. I would love to know what your suggestions are. I had this morning. Um, It's one of my favorites, one of my staples that I go to most every chemo day I have, and I am not a huge egg fan, but I have because I have to have a lot of protein. I usually have 2 pieces of toast, a piece of cheese. I put the cheese on the toast or I put the cheese in the eggs, whatever. So I'll have 1 egg because that's the most that I want to eat. And I scramble it up, put it on my toast, and have a egg sandwich with cheese, and that's what I have. And this morning I had a little diet green tea. The green tea is very good for cancer. So I'm trying to do the things that are right for me as far as things that I need to be eating. Things that I need to be eating and the right things. So the doctor said one egg is like 5 grams and they suggest that they want you to do 30 grams of protein each meal. It's a lot. It's a tremendous amount. And especially when your stomach feels so full that you can, I mean, just the thought of food makes me kind of sick at my stomach. But anyhow, so what I'll do is I had the bread is, I think, 2 slices is 10. So 10 and 5 is 15. I'm not sure what the cheese is, but I think the cheese does have some protein. Um, I need to tell you what the cheese would be. A slice of cheese, it's probably maybe 5 grams, maybe two, as far as that's concerned of protein. I would have to look. I'm not sure. But I have that. And then one of the things that I have been, that I tried this morning that is different, and I'll give you I'll give you a little idea of what um, what happens uh, next week. I'll let you know, possibly. Hopefully, I'll be able to be on here. But I had a little bit of strawberries are very good and they fight cancer. And I had some Greek yogurt. I think it said 2/3 a cup of Greek yogurt's like 15 grams. So I did have 30 grams this morning, probably a little bit over. So that's good. But I did the yogurt and strawberries this morning. And I'm trying to do yogurt and strawberries every day uh, to try to meet some of my protein goals and stuff. So that's how I did this morning, and we'll see. I mean, strawberries can be a tricky little fruit for me. They can be tricky. Uh, but anyhow, I enjoyed the cheese egg and cheese sandwich, and I took the dog for a walk around the block. And it's very important if you can to try and oh, there's eating good in the neighborhood. Timmy's saying eating good in the neighborhood. um, but I saw the guy with he wants to take his dog off leash, which you're not supposed to walk around with your dog off leash in the city. You're just not supposed to do that. And Zoe was pooping and the dog was off leash. And you know how two dogs can be as far as that's concerned. She was eyeing that dog. I was like, man, I said, dude, get your dog. Get your dog. And, he took his dog the other way. It's like, I don't know what the people in my neighborhood, some of the people that walk around with the dogs off leash, I don't know what it is, why they feel the need to say, hey, my dog's better than your dog. No, you're just being disobedient to the rules of the city. And you can cause a problem with your dog. And look at me. I have no hair. it's not, it's not because I think it's a fashion statement. Ah, it's part of the chemo stuff. Oh man, my other neighbor, she came by the other day and she wanted to know how everything was going, and she asked me a question, and it was an interesting question. I'd not even thought about it because it really hasn't happened to me. And it's not that I don't think that it does happen. It's just that I have such hope and optimism as far as, I just have a lot of hope and a lot of trusting in God. I really do, as far as my journey is concerned. And let me relate it to the fact that I have two aunts that both had breast cancer about the same stage. They both survived at least 20 years. And it's like those are my genes. I inherited those genes as well. And I have a great optimism in the belief that God can bring me through this. Now, it's not saying that I don't, you know, that something could happen. Anything can happen. But I just have a belief. It almost feels like, honestly, sometimes I feel like I know I have a tremendous amount of the struggle that I have is to have enough energy to get through. And that's the chemotherapy as far as that's concerned. That's why it's important to eat the proper protein because with the proper protein to fight through. But all I'm saying is um, if with my two aunts that had the cancer, they got through, and it was like in my heart, I believe I can also get through it. I have I have a belief that God can bring me through it, that God can give me and I've met several people that said, "Oh yeah, I went through it, I got through it and all this." But I mean, there's certain steps and things that I haven't gone through yet, and we will get through those things. Things that I'm not totally aware of. So, when I'm cross that road, then I'll go through that. But she asked me if I was depressed. And I thought, no, I'm not really depressed. No, I mean, there's things that I can do and there's things I can't do. And there's things that I push myself to try to do because I do not want to just lay in the bed all day. You, I truly feel like you should not be doing that. You need to try to do something to make yourself, I mean, you've got to make yourself get up out of the bed. My aunt said, uh, the one aunt has passed away, but she passed away at 85. I think she was 85. The other aunt is still alive, and she was telling me, she said, I just had to push myself to get up out of the bed. I had to get out of the bed. And, you can't well, get up out of the bed and then you can sit in your chair. So, but at least you get out of the bed. You get a new scenery. But anyhow, I was amazed that she asked me if I was depressed. It was something that I had never considered to be depressed. I'm not somebody who is depressed most of the time, so it was an unusual question, but I can see how some people would be. But I mean, I am more than halfway through the first treatment of the chemo. Now we'll see what happens on the second half of the second treatment of that's going to be probably a lot, maybe a lot more potent. I mean, I still have a little bit of my hair left, and so I haven't had that to have to contend with, even though I mean my hair. I am so cold sometimes because, and I have to wear the hat. You think somebody with cancer, you either have to wear a wig. I'm not a wig person. I'm a hat person. I've always been a hat person, and I love my hat. But I can tell you, I don't go outside without my hat on typically because, and it's not anything other than it's cold. My head is cold and I get very cold. So those are the things that I'm contending with, having the bloating and then freezing to death sometimes. And then, of course, in the middle of the night, sometimes typically I have been doing pretty good with some of my sleeping recently, but sleep has been a challenge for me most of my life. But I try very hard to get enough rest. And when I really feel tired and whatever, I will go to bed and I will sleep. But those are the things that I do. I try to take the dog for a walk, have a good breakfast, get up early, take my shower, and put the cream on so it will be ready for the day for the chemo. And what I have to do. Uh, I got to get out of here pretty quick here. So I just wanted to come and give you a little bit of an update, let you know if you wanted to see how I was doing. I'm still alive, still kicking, still fighting. So there you go. Uh, Talk to you soon.